Alright guys, today I'm going to be teaching you how to do a Joker look. Now this is going to be inspired mostly from the new comic that came out called The Killing Joke. I'm only going to be using a few products, so this one should be easier for a lot of people to do. I'm going to be using a white base from a Mehron skin palette, which I obviously didn't show in the camera because I wasn't aware of how low it was. I apologize for that. But basically, you can use any type of white skin cream that you can find, and you're just going to cover your face with that until it is white enough to your satisfaction. You can go for a more full coverage, like I chose to do, or you can go for even a messier look if you want to go for more of a Heath Ledger Joker, but in the end, it's really up to you. You're going to also want to go back through and kind of try to smooth it out with a brush or a sponge if you can, because a lot of the times when you do white makeup it shows a lot of the brush strokes, so if you're wanting to get rid of those brush strokes you're going to want to go back in with a sponge, or you could even just use the brush to try to get a very thin showing of the brush layers. Also, you can even go in with some baby powder, which I'm going to be doing later on, to kind of set the cream makeup so that it'll give my skin an even palette. And like I said a minute ago, here I'm using some baby powder to just kind of go over the makeup to kind of set it in and give it all one tone if I can. Obviously my lighting isn't very good, so you may not even have to do this step if you are doing this makeup like I am. I just kind of went back in with a smaller brush and some more makeup to get into the spots that I missed with the larger brush. Alright, for the next step you're going to go in with a felt tip liner. I honestly would definitely recommend using the felt tip because of the fact that it's just much easier to use on makeup. And I'm just going to roughly outline the edges of my eyes. Because I'm going for more of a comic book look, a lot of comic books tend to outline everything in black. So if you're really wanting to go for more of the comic book, you just go for thicker lines. You can even go back in later with a smaller brush and blend that out. Alright, so now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to go in with some eyeshadow. You can get any kind of black palette that you have, and I basically just went in and did the outline of the Joker's eyebrows. You're going to want to start low down close to the eye because you're going to want to go for a very angry furrowed brow that the Joker has. I mean, having a lot of references definitely is going to help you. So you're going to want to have many pictures to check and look at how his eyebrows are positioned and where the arch stops and everything for this. Also, unfortunately, before the video began, I didn't think about the fact that I probably could have covered my eyebrows, which would help me have skipped this entire step completely. What I'm actually doing in this part is I'm going back over my real eyebrows with some white to hide that from the arch. Alright, in this next part of it, we're going to start by looking at our reference photos. And in a lot of the reference photos of the Joker, there's a very strong crease between his eyebrows. Because of the fact that he's scowling, you're going to have to kind of indent inside of your forehead so that it's very obvious that that's what's doing. Then you're going to want to go along the sides of your eyes and kind of give them some creases in there to kind of emphasize the lines on your face. Now, the more the lines that you add to your face is going to end up adding to the effect because of the Joker. He, a lot of the times in the comics and even in the movies, has a lot of laugh lines on his face because of the very exaggerated faces that he makes. So you're going to want to translate that into your makeup as well. You're going to want to make lines around your eyebrows, around your eyes. You're going to want to follow the pictures in your references where you can see the line going over his jaw from where his mouth has stretched his face. This might Alright, and here, you can't really see it as well because for some reason I did not realize how low the camera was on my face. I'm actually making my nose look more angled by very exaggerating lines that kind of give my nose that really squared shape like the Joker's. Then I'm going to go back in and do more lines as I was saying before. This part here is where I'm actually going to start doing the jawline. Because of his smile, it shows up way stretched and it makes his cheeks look larger than they are. Now for this part I'm just going to be using a dark red lipstick and a small brush. What I want to do is use that small brush and wipe it on the lipstick several times so that you can go and make a smile line for the rough outline of your lips. Then you can go back in with the eyeliner if you so choose to use eyeliner, or you could even use lipstick. Either will work perfectly fine. You can find a lot of red lipstick at a lot of drugstores, and then you can just fill that in with either a larger brush or if you do choose to use the lipstick. Then what I just went back and did was tried to even out my lines and make it as nice as I wanted, and then went back in with the full color. Then I came back in with a thinner brush and some black, and I made a line to make it appear as if the top lip was thinner than the bottom. And then to add to the comic effect, I went back and outlined all of the lips in the black eyeshadow. This is completely optional, this is not a required step. Then I was going to go back in and deepen out the lines on the mouth, because now that I've done the mouth, I can go back in and actually add on this step. I also suggest, as part of this makeup, to just kind of have fun with it and make some Joker faces while you're doing it. You know, it also helps to smile a lot to show where your natural creases on your face would be. Alright, and for some reason my camera stopped recording at this point, so that's why there was the strange video shift. That I decided to make a few faces just to kind of get back into the makeup. Alright, now so what I'm doing is I'm creating this jaw shape like the Joker has in one of his pictures, and I basically just went in and made it squared. And then I'm going back in and deepening the lines, and I even go back in with a felt tip eyeliner like I used before, and I basically just went through and outlined all of the lines that I wanted to make sure stuck out and were very dark. I basically just went through and outlined everything that I felt needed to be outlined again to kind of give it a more defined look. And obviously I continued to make the faces because I was having fun with it. So I suggest to go back in with some creasing, and if you even so choose, you could put some shadow in the inner corners of your eyes, because in a lot of the pictures he has a lot of dark shadowing there, but I just chose not to add that into mine. Alright, and I even chose at one point, after I'd finished all that, to go in with some almost comic book shading. I usually kind of just followed the reference picture and put shadowing wherever I thought there should be some. You can actually add more shadowing if you choose. You can do it down your neck, and you even do your ears if you're going that far with a costume. And in the end, I just chose to kind of go over my eyebrows one more time just to more define the arches. Alright, and that's going to conclude today's tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed this, because I sure did. I had a lot of fun making this, and I think it turned out great. So I hope that this is very helpful for anybody that chooses to do a Joker makeup. Unfortunately, I did not have a wig, so I just kind of used my hair as I had, which didn't really work so well, but in the end I liked the makeup. So if you guys would like to leave a comment telling me what you would like to see next, I would sure appreciate it, and I will see you guys next time.